Have you ever realized that sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is absolutely nothing? In a world where everyone is shouting to be heard, on social media, in conversations, in arguments, there's an ancient strength in choosing silence. The modern world urges us to speak up, to explain ourselves, to react instantly. But what if I told you that real power lies not in speaking, but in mastering the moments where silence speaks louder than words? Some of the greatest thinkers and wisest minds throughout history, Stoics, philosophers, leaders, shared a secret. Silence is not emptiness. It's a strategy, a shield, a tool of transformation. In fact, there are moments in life when keeping your mouth shut is not only wise, it's essential. In this video, I'm going to break down 6 life-changing situations where saying nothing at all is the smartest move you can make. If you want to build unshakable confidence, emotional resilience, and earn true respect without uttering a single word, this video is for you. Stay with me until the end. You won't hear silence the same way again. Let's be honest. Anger demands a reaction. Your blood pressure rises. Your voice gets sharper. Your heart races. It's like your whole body is begging to explode with words. But in the heat of anger, your clarity disappears. You say things you'd never say otherwise. Sound familiar? The harsh truth. Words said in anger are almost always words you'll regret later. Maybe not today, but eventually they come back. The damage from a single outburst, a broken relationship, a wounded friend, a lost opportunity, can last much longer than the moment of rage itself. The Stoics believed that anger is a test, a fire that burns hottest when we feed it. They taught that true strength isn't in unleashing your fury, it's in controlling it. So when you feel anger boiling up, pause, count to 10, walk away if you have to. Don't speak until you've cooled down. Why? Because silence in that moment isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It shows discipline, emotional intelligence, and control. It tells the world, I choose peace over proving a point. And that's real power. You've been there. You're sitting in a room and the conversation slowly drifts into gossip. Someone throws shade, another adds fuel, and suddenly it feels like harmless chatter. But make no mistake, gossip is a trap. It might seem innocent at first, even entertaining, but the moment you join in, you've stepped into dangerous territory, because the people who gossip with you, they'll gossip about you the minute you leave. Here's a truth bomb. Small minds talk about people, great minds talk about ideas. When you stay silent in the middle of gossip, you're not just avoiding negativity, you're rising above it. You're showing that you won't participate in tearing others down. And over time, people notice. They realize they can trust you, that you're different. Silence here isn't passive, it's powerful. It protects your energy, your integrity, and your reputation. Gossip is a fire. Your words are the fuel. Stop feeding it, and it dies. Not all criticism is helpful. Some can truly help you grow. But let's face it, some criticism comes from a dark place. Jealousy, insecurity, even malice. It's meant to provoke, not help. And your instinct, probably, to fire back, to defend yourself, to prove them wrong. But here's the twist. Responding usually gives them exactly what they want. Your attention, your energy, your peace. A Stoic knows. When you stay silent in the face of unfair criticism, you're not surrendering. You're rising above. You're showing that their words have no power over you. Think of it like this. If someone throws mud at you, do you dive in to explain why you're clean? Or do you step aside and let the mud miss entirely? Silence in these moments isn't about weakness. It's about maintaining your dignity. Your calm presence will say more than any defense ever could. So far, we've uncovered just how powerful silence can be. Especially when you're angry, when others gossip, or when you're unfairly attacked. But the art of silence goes even deeper. In the next moments, I'll show you how silence can help you conserve your energy, gain respect, and elevate your presence in ways that noisy voices never will. Let's continue. Here's a truth we don't like to admit. Most people are terrified of silence. Watch what happens in a room when the conversation suddenly pauses. People scramble to fill the space, often with words that have little thought or meaning behind them. It's like silence makes them uncomfortable, so they rush to patch it with chatter. But here's the secret that wise people know. Not every gap needs to be filled. In fact, silence can be more powerful than the wrong words. A person who speaks only when they have something real to say, that person commands attention. Why? Because their words are not noise, they're signals. When you speak constantly, without adding value, people begin to tune you out. Your words lose weight. But when you speak deliberately, after pausing to reflect, your presence becomes magnetic. People listen not just because you're speaking, but because your silence before that told them, what I'm about to say matters. The Stoics had a simple rule. If your words won't improve the conversation, don't say them. It's that simple. Instead, observe. Listen. Reflect. So next time you're tempted to fill the quiet with something meaningless, pause and ask yourself, is what I'm about to say worth saying? Because in a world drowning in noise, silence is what makes you memorable. Some people don't want a real conversation. They don't care about understanding or clarity. They argue to win, to provoke, to drain you of energy and pull you into their chaos. Ever dealt with someone like that? You offer a thought, they twist it. You explain, they interrupt. You remain calm, they escalate. And before you know it, you're emotionally exhausted, while they walk away satisfied that they pulled you into their storm. Here's what the Stoics would do. Nothing. Literally. Nothing. No response. No defense. Just silence. You see, arguing with someone who has no interest in truth is like playing chess with a pigeon. No matter how good you are, the pigeon's just going to knock over the pieces, poop on the board, and strut around like it won. By refusing to engage, you rob them of what they want most, your reaction. Silence becomes your shield. And eventually, they're left arguing with the air, frustrated by their own echo. Not every battle deserves your energy, and not every opinion deserves a reply. Sometimes the most powerful move is to say nothing and walk away with your peace intact. We live in a world where most people don't truly listen. They just wait for their turn to talk. Think about it. How many conversations feel like two people just taking turns talking at each other, instead of really connecting? But if you want to be wise, if you want to grow, if you want to understand people and the world more deeply, then listening, real listening, is the path. A Stoic listens not just to hear, but to understand. They watch for tone, for hesitation, for the words left unsaid. They notice body language, silences, and subtle shifts in energy. Listening is an act of humility. It says, I don't need to prove anything right now. I'm here to learn. And the more you listen, the more you absorb insights, emotions, truths that others miss. You begin to see the full picture, not just the loudest part of it. And here's the beautiful irony. The less you speak, the more people want to hear what you have to say. Because they've learned that when you do speak, it's with intention, insight, and meaning. So let's recap. By staying silent in these 6 situations, when you're angry, when people gossip, when you're unfairly criticized, when you have nothing valuable to add, when someone tries to provoke you, and when you're truly listening to learn, you don't just avoid conflict. You gain control over your emotions, your energy, your reputation, and most importantly, yourself. You become the kind of person others admire. Calm, grounded, intentional. Someone who speaks with clarity and only when it truly matters. So next time you feel the urge to speak, pause and ask yourself, is silence the wiser choice, Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been in a moment where staying silent gave you the upper hand? Did silence ever protect you, save you, or elevate you? Drop your stories in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this video helped you see silence in a new light, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights rooted in ancient wisdom and modern clarity. Master the art of silence, and you master yourself.